Well, the second Harris design frame bike I've ridden, so hope it goes better than the last time I rode one. Right, so I'm here reviewing the 2019 Royal Enfield 650 Continental GT. I'm actually doing a back-to-back test on the Continental GT and the Interceptor. I've literally only just picked this up from Bolton Motorcycles. First impressions, it looks brilliant, absolutely brilliant. They've got the styling down to a T. It's like the old 250s back in the day, from the tank, and even when you look at the engine, got the split down the middle like the old, like they used to have in the old days. But obviously, instead of a 250, it is a 650 parallel twin, fuel injected, no carbs. Just looks exactly like it used to back in the day. Even riding it brings back, it's like riding the old Nortons, but a lot smoother. Oil cooled, 47 horsepower, so it is A2 approved, A2 license approved. So if you've got an A2 license, you can ride one. For the money, the features you get on it, and well, what you get for your money is unbelievable. It's ABS, fuel injected. It's even got Vibray, I don't know if I'm focusing there, Vibray, whatever you want to call them, calipers with ABS, and they are actually a Brembo budget range with same discs as well, obviously. I just love the look of it. It's a brilliant looking machine. Twin pipes sound amazing. Again, from the back it looks brilliant. It's you can actually buy S&S slip-ons for it. I think they're an optional extra. But yeah, there it is. It's the suspension on it is you've obviously got a preload adjustment there. There's not much. I mean, you know, for I think they're 6,000, 6,500. You're not going to get Triumph quality. You're not going to get, you know, Honda quality, Japanese quality, anything like that. But I am really surprised with the build quality. The frame is a Harris designed frame, believe it or not. Last time I rode a Harris, I ended up in hospital with a broken neck. But I still managed to squeeze into my leathers. Just the lads found it hilarious in the shop, watching me squeeze into them. But there you go, especially Bob. He likes to rub my nose in it. But yeah, so adjustable rear, not adjustable front. But it rides really well. The GT has rear sets. The riding positions are out, so I'll go out on the road and we'll do a bit of a road test on it. You've got clip-ons instead of just the normal raised handlebars like you get on the Interceptor. Twin clocks, so you've got a tack and a speedo, and you've got, let me just go around the other side. You do have a digital fuel gauge. There we go. Once. Digital fuel gauge and your trip meter there. So you've got trip A, trip B, then your miles. There you go, trip A. But yeah, mirrors. I mean, you've got your indicators, your horn, obviously your dip, flash, your start, switch, on the top. That is one noisy little 125. It's alright, it's good quality. Obviously, again, the plastics aren't Japanese, or they're not Triumph, but they've got a good feel to them. They feel alright, they work, so you can't really grumble. The clutch, it's got a slipper assisted clutch. It's really light, and it works. I went down the box quite quickly, let the clutch out, and it didn't lock up on me, which is good. So I'll fire it up for you. Actually, the exhaust, for standard exhaust, sound really good. But yeah, I'll fire it up for you. suppose better go for a ride.
I am not, before anyone says anything, I'm not a professional reviewer. I'm not, you know, some kind of professional guy who goes around reviewing bikes all day. It's just Bolton Motorcycles used to sponsor me when I raced my bikes. Oh, God, itch. And they wanted me to just review these, do a video on these new bikes, because I do a few vlogs. So let's go. So first of all, you notice the bike is really light. It's really easy to manoeuvre around. The clutch is extremely light, which is brilliant. The riding position, although it's forward, it's not too bad. There's not that much weight on your hands. There's quite a bit of weight on your feet. Thank you very much. I do love the exhaust note though. It's brilliant. Right, let's go. See how it handles. Oh, bloody ducks in the road. Right, now see, it's been quite cold up here, so I'm not sure what the roads are like. Anyway, back to it. Give it a bit of torque. Clutchless shifting. The gearbox is brilliant. It's quite smooth, it's close. It responds really well actually. Throttle response is mega. The engine is a peach. It's a little 650 parallel. With regards to power delivery, it's more like a flat torque. So all the torque's there instantly and it doesn't pretty much gain power. See if I can get past this car. Is there a car coming? We're okay. But like you see, plenty of power to overtake. Straight up to the speed limit. Suspension seems alright. Obviously again, this is the Continental GT custom, so I nearly went down a gear then because I'm used to road shift. So this is just under £6,000, brand new, with 3 years 3 years warranty, so you can't expect high performance parts, you know, high quality performance parts, but I'm impressed at the minute. So we will just get past this guy here. See, look, plenty of power. There we go. So flat out, give it a bit of torque. Straight to the speed limit. It's really weird. The power's just there all the time. There's no power band or anything like that. It's just torque. There, that's right. It's just there. The brakes, they're alright. Again, single disc, budget, Brembro brand. I used to love this corner. It's not going to make, I mean, when you use it, it does work, and obviously it has got ABS, being Euro 4 compliant ABS. It's alright, when you use both, they're fine. But they're not the best, but they'll do the job, I expect. Morning, Muddy. I'm really impressed with it. With the engine, I can't believe how smooth it is. It's so smooth. So what's this guy here? It's just really, it just delivers its power really smooth and easy. And the position, the riding position, obviously because it's more the sportier one than the Interceptor, I expect. The Interceptor's got the higher handlebars. I'm not sure about spring rating. And I'm yet to ride it. Well, yeah. It's just effortless. It turns really nicely. If I was to criticise the riding position a little bit, with the rear sets you've got on this, your feet are really high. It's like old school cafe racer style. Your feet are high, and they're not. If they were a bit further forward, it'd be comfy. But there's a lot of weight on my ankles. obviously I've smashed my ankle up quite a few times, to be honest. So I'm a 30-year-old guy with arthritis in my ankles and my wrists and probably my neck soon. But it's the arms. I've got quite long arms anyway. Bloody potholes everywhere. I do like motocross style. I've got quite long arms anyway, so to be honest, the riding position is quite comfortable for me. The seat height, another thing you notice as well, the seat height is quite high. I mean, I'll pull over here and just show you. It's I think it is just the seat, because the frame's exactly the same as the Interceptor, and I've sat on the Interceptor. Morning. See, look, I'm 5'6". I'm no tall guy by any means, but it's not. I can fit both feet flat on the ground, but I'm surprised how high it is actually. But there you go. Let's crack on. Love the exhaust. It's brilliant. I nearly swore then. They must have been on the limit of the Euro 4 compatibility or compliancy to get these on, because it sounds awesome. The induction rod's brilliant as well. I mean, it's for the roads. I can't see you needing any more power. To be honest, to have fun with the amount. Obviously, this is my first time on the road in a while, and I'm surprised how much more traffic, even in the past 4 years, how much more traffic there is on the road, and the state of the roads as well. It's like blokes who's gone past there on his Fireblade. You're never going to use it. But then again, it's each to their own. Obviously, that's my views on things. You're never going to use 1,000. It's can compare it to a Triumph T100 Bonneville or a Thruxton maybe. This one's obviously the Cafe Racer. It's not got the 1200R, and obviously that's got Brembos, everything else. So it's a much higher spec bike. But you've got to look at the price range. 5.7 for a base model with silver painted rims, and I think it's come on Joe, like a white tank or something like that, or you get a different coloured tank. For the custom, it's just under £6,000, and you've got nice paint schemes, you've got the black painted rims. It just adds a little bit more flair to it. That's all you're paying for. That's all you're paying for the bike. And I think it's a bloody bargain, to be honest, but there you go. Anyway, riding along again, not real much. The engine is really smooth. You get a little bit of vibes through the handlebars, about 40 mile an hour, just little ones, nothing to write home about. The suspension seems to cope really well with our crappy roads, which is good. It's always busy up here on a Sunday. But yeah, the suspension copes really well. It's not too hard, it's not too soft. Even going slow here. Oh yeah, another thing, the first gear is really short. So if you're in traffic, so say if you're like, there's no one behind me. So like, it's with the quite quick throttle response, it's quite jerky and it's quite short for the first gear. So if you go in second, smooth, lovely. So there's something to bear in mind. Throttle response is mega. It's there. It's instant. Again, it's not going to blow your socks off. It's not a sports bike. It's a 650 twin Royal Enfield. But it's so much fun, especially with this riding position. It just wants you to open the throttle and just go for it. And to be honest, you're not going to be right. Answer me this question, cyclists. Why do you have to go more than two at a time? You know, single file. Really winds me up, that does. Anyway, what was I talking about then? Like Billy Connolly, just go off on a tangent. Let them listen to that 650. You are going to have, you know, a couple of, you know, rough edges on the plastics. It's probably, the metal might not cope very well on it. But if you keep it clean and you look after it, oh, it's same with anything. If you keep it clean, if you keep anything clean and look after it, it's going to last you. So, I like it. I really do. Right, we're just getting on the M61 here. One thing I also forgot to mention, the mirrors. aren't too bad. You see quite a bit of elbow. I mean, obviously that's me looking in my mirror now, normal riding position. You see quite a bit of elbow, again probably because of the clip-ons. Your arms are in that position, but they're alright, you see, you know. You see, I could have used them mirrors on my ZX6 when Liam Elliwell used to, well, so I could see when Liam Elliwell was coming past me on the straights on his so-called stock ZX6R. Yeah, right, Bert, we all know it wasn't stock. Get you on the brakes, though. Better on the brakes, you were crap on the brakes. Anyway, then we'll open her up to go to motorway speed, so get it tucked in, let's go. Straight up there. Straight up to 70, and it's so we'll get in front of them. So we're doing 70 mile an hour, 4,500 revs. Quite comfortable. Obviously there's quite a low wind noise. You haven't got the wind protection. You haven't of like of a third bike. That goes with any unfair bike, I suppose. It's quite, you get buffeted a bit. Again, it is a bit of a windy day. I hope you can hear me alright. But yeah, 4,500 revs. There's for a little 650, there's not much there's not much vibration actually. I had an R1100S that had more vibrations through the foot pegs and the handlebars than this. I know I keep sounding surprised how good it is, but not secretly, I really wanted it to be good, to be honest, because I just love the look of it. And I really wanted to enjoy riding it. Oh, potholes. But no, it's really smooth. The little motor is really smooth. I can see, to be honest, obviously on a nice warmer day, it's bloody freezing today and I've only got my one-piece suit. It's on a nice warm day, I can see you just cruising along on this, going out for a nice Sunday ride. If you have to do a bit of motorway riding, no problem at all, it'll just sit there. What do you reckon, should we have him? Roll on the power. More than enough power for modern day motoring, more than enough power. That torque again, it's just that flat torque curve. There's no power band, there's no surge, it's just flat torque, which isn't a bad thing. You've got the torque all the way through. You can sit at 40 mile an hour in 5th gear. To be honest, you can sit at 40 mile an hour in 6th gear, in say 30 mile an hour in 5th gear, and just roll on and she'll just pull away. Brakes are alright. Obviously I'm used to just using my front brake. I need to get used to using back brake as well. But yeah, they're alright. 6th gear. That's 6th gear now, and I'm doing 40 mile an hour. So even at 30, I mean, to be honest, 5th gear is probably better for 30. Saying that, it's not chugging at all, it's quite smooth. You pull away, look, that's 6th gear. It's really usable, it's really usable. I like it, I like it. Bloody freezing though. One thing I have noticed about modern day motoring on a motorcycle again, oh there's Officer Dibble, don't look. Modern day motorcycle riding. Like I said before, the traffic is unbelievable now, but everyone's got the ump, everyone. But one of the benefits of this thing is, because you are sitting a little bit high up and the riding position, you're not like a sports bike where you're down there. You're quite, you know, you've got quite a good field of vision. You can see over the top of the cars, look. But again, front end's really light. No, it's not really. I'm probably not used to it. Not used to having something like this, but the suspension's not bad at all. It's coped with everything. There's quite a lot of bumps and a lot of craters around here, and I'm coming up over the tops. It was fine. Maybe I'm used to the Wizard, the suspension wizard Toit Vine at TW Suspension Tech. Shameless plug. He obviously was my main suspension guy, well, my only suspension guy. I'm used to him setting bikes up for me, so what do you reckon, Toit? Put some Olins in it, or Biturbo. Full gas cartridges in the front, fully adjustable rear shocks on the back. That'd be cool. It's just everything works as you would expect a new bike should, but the surprising thing is the value for money. I just can't get over it. The attention it gets as well. I think people think it's going to be an older bike. Oh, it sounds awesome. Woo. The gearbox again, it copes with it. It's really nice actually. It's just smooth as hell. The seat's not bad. On a long journey I can see it getting a little bit, you know, hard. But again, I don't think this is a bike to do long journeys on. It's something if you're into the classic retro scene, but you haven't got the money, you know, for a full-on classic 60, or the patience, the money and patience to buy and run an old classic. You've got a cafe racer style bike here with a modern 650 fuel injected parallel twin, slipper clutch, 6-speed box, ABS, 3 years warranty and 3 years roadside cover. I forgot to mention that as well. 3 years roadside cover on it. They must have faith in the product. And you've got all that on this. If you wanted to buy this one today from Bolton Motorcycles, £6 grand. You can't grumble. Tell you one thing I've noticed. If you hold the clutch in and you go down more than 1 or 2 gears, it doesn't like it. But again, just let the clutch out every gear. Or if you're a bit smoother, I don't know, maybe it's just me being harsh. But no, it's class. It's class. Right, I'll pick it up when I get closer to the store. To the store. But it's store, it's not supermarket sweep. To the showroom. Overall view of it. Really good. Really impressed. I think Royal Enfield have hit the nail on the head. The 650 is a peach. With the 500, obviously, 500 single. Fuel injected still on the old Bullet and that. It's alright, but you have to work. I mean, don't get me wrong, you have to work. If you want this to do, you know, it's plenty of torque, but if you want to have, you know, serious fun on it, you have to use the 6-speed gearbox well and often. But the 500, you're literally flat out everywhere trying to keep up with traffic. It's not good on the motorway. This is fantastic. It's 70 mile an hour on the motorway. Motorway speeds, it'll keep up, and if you want to pass someone, you can overtake them. You just open the throttle and she'll go. It's comfortable, bearing in mind the rear sets are quite high, and the way they're sitting there, they're quite high and back there, so it is like a full-on race sporty position. Full-on sporty position. So long riding, if you've got a few ankle injuries or anything like that, it's not going to be the best. But no, the handlebars are good. They're narrow, but at the end it gives you the cafe racer kind of feel. It turns really well, suspension seems fine, and as I said before, the engine's a bloody peach. It's brilliant. It's not a Triumph, you have to remember that though. It's not a Triumph, it's not a Kawasaki W800, it's not a Thruxton, it's not a Bonnie, it's a Royal Enfield. It's a £6,000 Royal Enfield, or you can buy the £5,800 one, 5795 one, the standard. But that's what you've got to remember. And to be honest, if I had the money, fair enough, you've got all them fancy Olins on the look at Tammy. Tammy looks brilliant there, doesn't she, the old truck. If you're not bothered about having Olins, to be honest, when are you going to use it? Fair enough, you can set it up for yourself, but actually no, I'm not going to say that because that's my opinion. Everyone has their own opinion. But if I was to spend money on a bike like this in this category, I'd definitely give this one a view. Anyway, we're going to ride that in a minute, the Interceptor, so yeah, we'll crack on. It's bloody awesome. Well done, Royal Enfield, and don't forget you can buy these at Bolton Motorcycles. speak to John, Alex, Bob, Lee, anyone there. So right, I'll put this back now and we'll pick up on the Interceptor. Right, so we're going out on the Interceptor now. I've had a coffee, I'm warmed up. So there's the Interceptor and there's the GT side by side. Obviously main differences, obviously you've got the Cafe Racer style seat on the GT and the Cafe Racer style tank on the Interceptor. You've got, obviously it looks a bit more, well, flatter seat, probably more pillion friendly I can expect. You've still got the same frame, Harris Performance frame. Suspension, now I'm not sure whether they are differently sprung. Actually I said whilst I was riding the GT that I think it's heavily sprung, but I mean more softer sprung on the Interceptor, but I'm not sure now. But yeah, same exhaust, same engine, same frame, same brakes, just different handlebars, different tank, different seat. Yeah, and different rear sets as well actually, because you've got rear sets on that and you haven't on that one. They're more forward, so it's probably more of a more neutral riding style rather than being your feet back. But yeah, so let's crack on. How much fuel got in this? Nice, right, let's crack on. Ooh. Straight away, you sat lower on the bike. The GT is quite high. Where is that? GT is quite high, where this one, straight away, is a lot lower. The handlebars are a lot higher, obviously. It's definitely more chilled out rather than, and the seat feels a little bit softer, not much softer to be honest. Oh, traffic's brilliant. But yeah, there's Bolton Motorcycles demo. This is another one of their demos. Oh, it's a lot lower. My feet are so... Right, straight away, the gear lever, hang on. The gear lever is in an awkward position. I don't know whether you can adjust it. I'd have to adjust that, so it's probably just this bike how it's set up. Right, riding position. It's comfortable. No weight on your arms whatsoever. You kind of sat. Obviously the tank's narrow. I don't know whether it is narrow to be honest. It's weird. It's not as obviously sporty as the GT, if you can call the GT sporty. But yeah, it's definitely more relaxed. Yeah, no weight on your arms. It feels really weird. Wait a minute. I'll just go down here. But yeah, so what I'll do is we'll go back to the same spot as before, up to the I think it's the Black Dog pub. We'll I'll walk you around the bike, look at the differences. Well, to be honest, there's no real differences, but we'll do it anyway. And then yeah, we'll go up over the tops. So I'll catch you in a bit anyway. Well, I thought I might as well do it the other way around, because obviously I'm going back the other way over the tops here now. I've just travelled through from West End. I actually went to show my dad, but he wasn't in, so I'll show my Uncle Jerry. He's 82 and he remembers the Royal Enfield when obviously they were made over here in the UK. Because the bars are so high, like higher up on here, you can definitely feel the weight distribution coming back, so there's less feeling on the front end. However, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because you're not going to be throwing this thing around anyway. But with the bars being up, it does make it a little bit more sort of like, I don't know, you can just flick it around a bit. Does handle really well. Again, same, I think it is the same suspension. It doesn't feel much different to be honest. The frame's obviously the same, the Harris. He obviously didn't want to go this way. Keep checking, see that I've got my indicator off. But yeah, brakes feel the same. It's a comfier bike. For me, with my smashed up ankle, when I was on a race bike, it didn't really matter that much, because you were just on your feet all the time, to be honest, moving around. Let's let this guy through. But if I was buying this for me, that engine note's brilliant. The old 650. This is a good tester going up the hill. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm flat out here, and she's only just getting up to 60, but cyclists everywhere up here. But yeah, back to the thing. If I was, thank you very much, sir. If I was buying one for commuting, probably this one. It's definitely a lot more comfier. Go on, girl, get up the hill. Go on, baby. So speed limit 60 miles an hour. Beautiful views again up here. But yeah, the riding position is a lot more neutral. You're sat up more, there's no weight on your arms. There wasn't much weight on your arms on the other one, on the GT. But obviously you are leant forward that little bit with the clip-ons. The footrests, obviously you've not got rear sets like you have on the GT. They're a lot more forward, further down. So you, there's not much weight on your ankles, which is nice. I won't make a pass, I was going to make one. That's one thing, you do have to use the gearbox to make the best of these bikes. It's not a race bike, it's it's not a sports bike, it's just, it does exactly what it says on the tin, to be honest. It's a comfortable, if you're into the retro styling, and obviously, you know, you're into the retro styling, they're doing a bit of filming there. Oh, am I going to be on camera? Mrs. is an actor. Wonder if I'm going to be more famous than her. But no, if you're into old school retro styling, and obviously you've got the reliability of the more modern machinery, it's got fuel injection, it's not carbureted, you haven't got to sit there tickling a carb to get the fuel in and then try, you know, breaking your leg kick-starting an old 500 or a 650 or a 750. You just turn it on, press the button and away you go. It's got ABS, but if you're into, you know, if you want something that looks old school, cool, retro, and you want reliability and you just want to get on and ride it, they are definitely, they're awesome. I've not ridden the Triumph, I've ridden old Bonnevilles, I've not ridden a new Bonneville, I've not ridden the Thruxton, but for the money difference, you can't go wrong. It's obviously going to have little rough edges, like on there, on the switch gear. It's gonna have. Oh, let's wave at the drone. Hi, drone. It's, you know, the paint isn't good. I mean, look, if you see the paint, the metallic's lovely. And obviously, when we get up the road here, we'll get the other camera out and we'll do a little bit of a walk around of it. But it's finished really well for the money. That's what you got to remember, for the money. £5,500 roughly for an Interceptor standard, £6,000 roughly for a Continental GT. They're brilliant. The gearbox is lovely and smooth. The clutch is brilliant. The slipper clutch does work. Fair enough, it's not a you know, a racing slipper clutch or anything like that, because it's not a race bike. I keep saying that, I don't know why, but it works. And I'm the type of guy to be different, to be honest. I would happily spend £5,500 on this bike, or £6,000 roughly on the other bike, because it does, you know, pretty much exactly the same as what the other bikes will do out there probably, and it's just got character. I love that little 650 is buzzing little engine, and I'm hoping this car park isn't full, because this is where, oh, there's going to be loads of people in here, I bet. Yeah, I decided to find another place to film, or to do a bit of quiet filming. The car park was too busy, so I'll go back up over the tops. Go on, girl. I can't get over how well both of these bikes handle. It's really good fun. Right, now we'll pick it up on the other camera. there's the Interceptor. This is the standard in the orange, £5,500 roughly thereabouts. Exactly the same as the GT, same engine, same frame, same exhaust, same gearbox, same brakes. But it's different seat. Obviously it's a lower seat height. There goes my gloves. It's a lower seat height, different handlebars. I'm not sure about the spring rating, but it doesn't feel much different, to be honest. Same wheel, same everything, obviously different colours. But yeah, different seat, different tank, different handlebars. It has got the slipper clutch as well, same 6-speed gearbox. And yeah, I'm really impressed with it. Different footrests as well, a little bit further down and forward, so obviously a comfier riding position with the sat up handlebars as well, so it sounds good. But yeah, really impressed with it. So I'll get some pictures of it and then we'll crack on. I also forgot to mention the Interceptor does have, I'll close my visor so I don't get the wind in. The Interceptor does actually have a centre stand as well. I don't know whether you can see it down there with the GoPro. Sorry about the dodgy angles. But yeah, it does have a centre stand. What I have found again though, with, just put my glove on, with the GT and this bike, oh come on, it's a bit of a, the side stand, it's in a really awkward position. Even if you lift that up, I suppose it's not too bad if you lift the, but it's really in an awkward position to get, especially with boots on. But again, if that's one of the only little faults I can find on it, you can't go mad. You can't go wrong, sorry. So let's head back. God, it's gorgeous today. Certainly picked a good day to do it. I'm not going to have time to go on the motorway on film. I should have filmed it, to be honest, when I did it. But on the motorway there wasn't really much difference in this than the GT. Obviously you sat a bit, you know, further back, so you sat further upright. But no vibrations. A little bit, probably because you sat upright, you're more of a sail, so you get a little bit affected more by wind rather than being tucked down a little bit. But apart from that, exactly the same. No mad vibrations, nothing like that. So it says 70 and motorway speeds really comfortably at about 4,500 revs. When you're going like 40 here, like, I mean, you're doing 40 and you're at 2,500 revs, and that's in 6th gear. When you're around town at 30, 40 mile an hour, obviously both of the bikes are the same engine, the gearing's the same. They just sit there in 5th gear. I mean, you can go, I'm in 5th gear now, so down to 30, and it's got plenty of, I say plenty, it's got enough torque to just pull itself out. And it's just this one, to be honest, I think it's because I'm sat up more right. I feel like I can throw this one around a little bit more rather than being down. But yeah, I like this one. I like both of them. I love them. The GT styling is awesome. This is comfortable. It's easy to ride because you're sat up. It's, you know, oh nice. Because you're sat up, it's just there's no weight on your hands. There was no wheel weight on my hands on the other one, but this is definitely the more comfortable of the two. What's the speed? The suspension copes really well, actually. I thought it'd be either too harsh or too soft, but it seems to be right. Same on the other bike. Obviously they must be the same setup. It must just be the handlebars that are different, and obviously the tank and the footrest, but it just copes really well with bumps and the roads are terrible over here in the UK. The seat's definitely softer. Definitely softer. But the same as well, like obviously in slowing down in traffic, like the short first gear, just click it into second, and then just use that. Obviously it's a bit more smoother because the throttle response is quite, it's not snatchy, it's definitely very responsive. So yeah, second gear in the traffic's like slow traffic filtering, or probably in third gear filtering, but you know, when you're slowly moving, second gear is perfect. Here we go, here comes the bumps. Oh, I'm very surprised, pleasantly surprised. Come on, get on your side of the road, thank you. God, the wind's definitely picked up. Here we go, here's the bumps. But again, coping really well. Nothing's bottomed out on me yet, and I've been over some big bumps. Look, there you go, bump. Nothing's bottomed out. It just copes really, really well, and it's not particularly like sluggish suspension. Like, it doesn't respond slowly. It's there. There's no like wallowing around or anything. It's really good ride actually. Definitely surprised. I think if it was my choice now, would I buy the GT or would I buy the Interceptor? Probably. Well, I don't. It depends what you want from the bike. If you want something to just go on, blast around, and you know, you're not bothered about your feet being up higher in a more racy position, sporty position, GT definitely. I prefer the look of the GT. Obviously the riding characteristics are very similar, apart from, I think, with having more weight on the front end on the GT, you get a little bit more front end feel. On this it's a little bit vague, but you sat upright, you can just throw it around. But if I was going to use it as an everyday bike, definitely this.
Right, I'm just got back in the car now after riding the GT and the Interceptor. All that for, I mean, a standard Interceptor, £5,500. A custom Interceptor, the custom you get the different coloured paint scheme, you get the black rims and the chrome spokes obviously. But yeah, that's 5,795, so 5,800. And then for the GT you get, it's I think it's 5,900 for the custom and 5,800 for the standard. But 3 years warranty and 3 years roadside cover. You can't grumble for that kind of money. You can't grumble. Which one would I buy? Now, I was saying this as I was riding back, and my GoPro decided to give up battery. So there you go. I was having too much fun out on the bikes. But if I was to buy one, if I bought with my heart, I'd buy the GT. Just look, I love the cafe racer styling. With my head, the Interceptor all day. It'd have to be a custom though. Lee showed me a white and red one, which was really nice. But yeah, it'd be a custom Interceptor. You could ride it all day. They're just, for the money, a great bike, and you have to remember that for the money. I'm not saying it's the best bike out there, but for £5,500–6,000, you can't go wrong. You just can't go wrong. So I've had a really good day. Nice to get back out on the bikes. And if you want one, don't forget to hit up Bolton Motorcycles on Ivy Road in Bolton. Any of the guys in there, they'll be more than happy to help you out. Yeah, and I'd get down there straight away. I'll leave all Bolton Motorcycles, like the phone number and all that, and the address down in the description as well. But no, massive thanks to them for letting me ride the two bikes today, and well done Royal Enfield, I think. Yeah.
To be my friend, you wouldn't stay, you wanted to leave again. I saw you out, I saw you with all those men. You make me